everyone. Today's video is about mental health and adding that into your Sims 4 game using mods. I installed several mental health mods to test them out in my own game and found that there's one in particular that I like and can recommend, and I'm going to show you how to download and install that, as well as additional files that you'll need to run the mod. This particular mod is a bit trickier to install than some of the other mods I've showed you, so I want to start with the easier bit, which is the additional files that you'll need to make this mod work. So you want to type in XML injector sims 4, and you'll need this XML injector for a lot of other mods, so you may already have it, but just to be on the safe side, let's go ahead and download it. You'll want to go to this Scumbumbo link, and once you get to the page, it'll look like this, and you'll want to click the download button. Surprise, surprise. You'll notice that the download went to this Q bar down here. If you're using Edge, it'll come up at the top right-hand corner, but you can always find it in this File Explorer down on the taskbar. So you'll click that. And if you're not already in downloads, when you click that File Explorer, you can go under this PC and click downloads on this left-hand navigation bar. You'll see the XML injector compressed zipped file. Now, you can't use a compressed zip file the way it is. You need to extract the contents. So click on this folder here, right-click, hit extract all, and you'll see that it's extracting right here to the downloads folder, which is what we want, and extract. And the original folder had this little zipper for compressed zipped folder, but the new one will just be a regular file folder, and we can now use that. So you'll want to click on it and then hit Control-C on your keyboard to copy it. And then you'll need to navigate to your mods folder. So go to Documents, mine are under Electronic Arts, Sims 4, and Mods. And once you get to the mods folder, you can hit Control-V to paste that folder. Now, when we double click this folder, we should see package and script files inside. If we don't, and we just see another file folder, that will mean the script and package files that we need are too deep in too many folders. So let's go ahead and click it and see what we're working with. Perfect. Script file, package file. It means that it's not too deep in another folder. It's just in this folder right here. Now I'm going to go ahead and rename my folder. You do not have to do this. I'm just trying to keep a little bit better track of what I'm installing. There we go. Now on to the trickier part, which is installing the mod itself. Head on over to your browser and search Zero Mental Health Mod Sims 4. And it's this Patreon all mental health link. I do want to mention that the reason I prefer this mod to some of the others I tried is that even though it's a trickier installation than some other mods, it is just one installation, and it provides a very solid mental health system with over a dozen mental illnesses or neurodivergence, a therapy system, a diagnosis system, a medication system, mood buffs, and support sessions, couples counseling. It's pretty thorough. And I tested out my own mental illnesses and found that while they're not perfect, they aren't atrocious. They do an okay job with at least OCD, ADHD, anxiety, and depression. from what I tested. To install, you'll scroll down on this page all the way pretty much to the bottom, and you'll see this Zero All Mental Health zip file. That's what you'll want to click on. You'll see that it dropped it in my downloads queue. So we'll go ahead and go to our File Explorer and find our downloads once again. To this PC, downloads. Okay, so you'll see that there's this compressed zipped file, and it's the same thing that we just did with the XML injector. We'll want to click on it, right click, extract all, extract, and then you'll see this file folder that we can now move to our mods folder. Nothing tricky yet. So click on it, hit Control-C on your keyboard, head on over to your mods folder, which is in Documents, Electronic Arts, Sims 4, and Mods. And click Control-V on your keyboard to paste it. Now, once again, what we're trying to do is make sure that once we click in this folder, that's where the package and script files are. Now, I've already done this, and I know they aren't. There are multiple folders deep. So I want you to pay very close attention to the next several steps if you are not familiar with how to install mods. Double-click on the folder, and you'll see there's another folder inside of it instead of the package and script files that we need. Double-click on this, and you'll see once again there's another file folder. We need to go into that file folder and find the package files right here. The text document instructs to only pick one. I don't know which to pick, and I've done one, I've done both, I've done the other. I see no discernible difference, so I'm just gonna take both of them. So click on and delete this text file. We don't need text files. Click and highlight both of these package files. Click Control-C on your keyboard. And then in this little taskbar thing up here, you'll click not on the non-chronic disorders, but this Zero All Mental Health folder. It'll take you back a folder. Hit Control-V to paste those two package files here so that you have all your package files in one place and you can copy them all together. Hit Control-C once you highlighted all of them, and then go back another folder and hit Control-V. So you'll notice that you're in this Zero All Mental Health folder. That's what this means. And then that's inside of your mods folder. Now we don't need this additional Zero All Mental Health folder. It's the folder within the folder. Delete that. Click on delete. Now you only have the package files inside this Zero All Mental Health folder. Click back to mods. And just to make sure that you have done it right, once you're in this mods folder and you double click on the mental health folder, that's where you should be seeing your package files. So I definitely sound like a broken record at this point if you've watched any of my other mod videos, but it is good practice to launch your game to make sure that the mod's installed properly. And I always start this with checking to make sure that mods are enabled. So we'll go to Options, Game Options, Other, and make sure that these two boxes, custom content and mods and script mods, are both checked. If they aren't checked, check them and apply changes, and you'll be prompted to restart your game. Do that and then pop into whatever game you are playing. Now that you're in your game, I do want to make it very clear that this is an important part of getting this mod to work. And it's that you have to click on a sim, select a sim, and hold the shift button on your keyboard while you click on that particular sim. And you should see this mental health cheats option pop up. It's the same thing when you first install Wicked Whims. You have to select a sim and shift click on that particular sim. If you just click on that sim, you won't get the same option. See, you don't have the mental health option. Since we're in the game, I do want to show you some cool things that you can do with this mod. The first one is you can click on your phone, hit the travel button, and book an appointment. Now, when you book an appointment, you can get one of 13 diagnoses. You'll go into a rabbit hole and come back a few hours later, and either you'll be told you're fine or you'll get one of the diagnoses. They do say that in the mod description that it's based on specific things about your sim. I have not noticed that this is the case because I have had booked appointments for diagnosis for the same sims in different saves, and they've gotten different diagnoses. So what I prefer to do is, instead of having them diagnose your sim, if you are trying to replicate, your own diagnosis, just select the sim you want to diagnose, hit shift, and then click on them, mental health cheats, and you can force a diagnosis outcome, which I don't know the difference between that and adding a chronic disorder, but adding a chronic disorder gives you a lot more options. I already added several. Let's go ahead and remove all of them. Shift click, you'll see add chronic disorder. I have OCD, so add obsessive compulsive disorder. Shift click, mental health cheats, add chronic disorder. I have ADHD. Now, if I added the rest that I have, we'd be here for longer than necessary. But my point is, if you're trying to get a specific diagnosis, do it that way. If you're just kind of winging it, go ahead and click your phone, click travel, book an appointment, and see what they give you. Once you get a diagnosis, you can go to psychotherapy. You have several different options of what type of therapy you want to do. I haven't noticed one works better than the other. Just give it a go, play around. And you can also order medication and learn about your mental illness. So at the computer, you can click mental health and purchase either your prescribed treatment or generic treatments, research mental health, go to support groups. You can schedule therapy from here. Anyway, I highly recommend that you play around with it, but it is a very substantial mod that gives you moods. It gives you options to manage your mental health, either through medication, therapy, or if you have a stressed moodlet because you're having intrusive thoughts, you can go to a mirror and kind of calm yourself down the same way that you manage other emotions. The last thing I want to point you towards is this website. I'll post the link in the description. It is a very thorough list of mods to help make your game more realistic in terms of disability, illness, and mental health. If you're looking for other mods and other mod tutorials, I've linked two of my favorites down here. The one on the left is really thorough, the one on the right is one of my personal favorite mods. But let me know down in the comments what you would like to see next. I've done a lot of mod tutorials, but I can totally expand.